Okay, here we are at the very famous Murray's restaurant with my father, who's taken me here since I was a child. And you know, we've been going down memory lane. My father handed the Arabian business down to me. And Dad, I just want to ask you a few questions as far as you reminded me that the first show I ever showed Halter was Windborne Minuet. Can you elaborate?
Well, she's one of the top mares in the world. Talbot donated to the University of Minnesota and got a $2 million credit. We ended up fortunate enough to go ahead and buy her in an auction, and everybody knows who was there, but in the meantime we win her. And I was going to breed her to a Probot horse out of, he was in Lasma in Kentucky. It was owned by the Nordstroms. And we looked at Probot, and we went down and seen Aladdin, but we couldn't breed Aladdin back to his daughter, so that wasn't going to line breed that. Well, it was a line breeding, but I decided against it. I picked out a boss son by the name of Never Again was the name of that horse. Big, beautiful, eyed horse, and we ended up some very good foals out of it. And that was it. We ended up
Never
with
Again.
Never Again was.
And then you had two mares, or
We had a lot of. We had so many mares.
So you bred Windborne Minuet to Never Again.
Right.
And Windborne Minuet was, someone offered her, didn't you tell me someone offered her?
Her first baby sold at Lasma sale, Windborne Cleo, for $485,000 at Lasma sale at 6 months old. And I went ahead and had many foals out of her, very successful. And we went ahead and got Gammy and bred her to a lot of Boskin 1, ended up with, bred her to a lot of Boskin, ended up with a lot of Boskin 1. Went on to be one of the top horses in the world. Reserve Grand Champion, Scottsdale was his last time out. Excuse me, yeah.
And then wait a minute, so, but wait a minute, we had 40 mares at one time, and you brought up a name of a mare that I was just so in love with. Her name was Arusha.
She was owned from a big outfit down in Chow City, Iowa. They bred her to that big time Egyptian horse, been 30 years, big time Egyptian horse out of Arizona. The breeding was $35,000 for the mare, and I bought her at an auction. When everybody was bailing out, I was buying. I bought all the top horses in the world, and we owned them all. I had 40 of them.
Mm-hmm. And then, and we went to Ventura Farm.
Had Gamar daughters. I had them all. Had them all. Parada daughters, Piranha. We had them all. Had them, every single one of them.
And then, so how did it come about? So we were with Ames at the time, and we were in Scottsdale, or not Scottsdale, excuse me, South Dakota.
Yeah.
We were in South Dakota, and how did it come about? Minuet, we showed Minuet, and it was the last minute deal that they said, okay, you go in, amateur owner, to show, right?
Right.
And I took third place.
You did good.
Never had a lesson. I mean, I had a 2-minute lesson before going in the ring. She didn't really stand up well, but I'll never forget I got third, and I was ticked I didn't win, but I could, and there was a slew of mares.
Well, you must have won with Master.
Well, I remember a woman saying, she doesn't know how lucky she is. And then I showed Masterpiece and got first place.
Yeah, won Maha over here in Minnesota, won the Maha, and the get together and all that. Won 2 championships.
The
there.
Harrison.
Yeah, won both. Yeah, first place. Well, that's the way it went.
So wait, but Dad, I want you to share with the world how it all started, because you bought 2 Arabian horses just as a hobby to keep me in Minnesota, because I had been traveling throughout the world modeling. So,
We bought 2 colts.
oh, okay, 2 colts. And?
That was the start of it. And I leased a farm, and we had 40 mares. 40 mares. I had brought in semi-loads of hay out of Duluth. Alfalfa and Timothy. We had the best horses, the best grain, best everything. Yeah.
And you and I used to go to the ranch sometimes at 2 and 3 in the morning, huh?
All the time.
And how many babies did we fold out? We had so many babies.
It was a baby factory.
We had a baby, it was a baby factory.
I had 40 yards of carrots dropped off.
Yeah,
40
we had
yards.
a big,
Two
huge pile of carrots.
two big 20-yard trucks full of carrots. We had carrots there that we throw them in there. They loved them. We had the best stuff there was.
Well, and I just want to thank you, Dad and Mom, for gifting Boz to me. One of the biggest blessings, because we got out of the Arabian horse business for a while, but we still...
Well, we owned a lot of Boskin for 18 years.
A lot of Boskin won.
For 18 years.
For 18 years. He was a lot of fun, an amazing animal. And I have Boz, as you all know. And what is your opinion on Boz?
Probably one of the finest geldings in the world.
My dad is very picky when it comes to horses. He says you have to put him in 3. You look at the head, the shoulder.
You have to have a good horse to have a good gelding.
Okay, our walleye from Red Lake is here, and my filet mignon. We will continue this.
Gorgeous.
Priceless.